we're thinking about adding our next modification on to our Mark V Toyota Supra. And when I was looking at all of the air intakes, let's do the quick version. Quick version is looking to buy an air intake for the Mark V Toyota Supra. There's a whole bunch out there. I have a list of over 20 air intakes. As we go through these, I'm going to tell you which ones I think are total crap, waste of money. And yeah, I know it's my feedback, my opinion, but I'll also back it up. I'll tell you why. Honestly, an air intake for the Mark V Supra is garbage. Pointless if you're looking to get performance gains. And I don't care what the manufacturers quote, it's not worth the money spent. They're a lot of money. Yeah, some of them are about $300–400, but they go all the way up to $1,600. And if you're paying $1,600 for an air intake that doesn't add any performance, shame on you. Now, the reality is you're probably looking for an air intake for all the noises. Who doesn't like to hear the noise of the turbo spool up, the blow-off valve, all the whooshes, the air intake sucking in that air? All right, it's cool. I'll be showing you a quick visual of the air intakes. I'll give you the price. I'll identify some of the specs, the information provided by the manufacturer, but I'm going to give a rating that are related to, do I think they look good? Because yeah, like I said, some people were buying it for that. Do I think it's going to add any performance, or do I think it's going to hurt in performance? And then of course, the air intake noise, which I think if you're watching this, chances are you're buying it for the air intake noise. The ones at the top are the two panel filters. These are simple replacements. You want to take out the OEM panel filter and you want to replace it with a washable oiled cotton, so you can reuse it after it gets dirty. You take it out, you can quote recharge it and use it over and over again. And supposedly these panel filters do offer increased flow, so less restriction. Next up is Burger Motorsports BMS billet intake, and this is just a replacement intake. Burger Motorsports does quote gains of up to, and in this case it's 8-wheel horsepower. We have here in the two blue highlighted sections, these are intakes that are either what I'm calling semi-open. In this case, for the CTS turbo and the Injen, they have an open top. Of course, when you close the hood, it's kind of closed, but it's different than some of the others you can see we'll be getting to down here that says enclosed cone filter, and that is a fully or 90% enclosure. The AFE Takeda Stage 2 cold air intake system with the Pro 5R filter, they are quoting gains of up to 26 horsepower and 27 pound-feet of torque. For a price of $423, you know what? If we believed all the power gains, I think we'd just say we're done. Let's go with the AFE Takeda and call it a day. There's no conclusive dyno evidence, dyno test that proves that they're adding any horsepower or torque. I realize that the manufacturers have published some of their own dyno graphs and some dyno videos, but I am not taking the manufacturer of the product that they're trying to sell as evidence. You can see that there are quite a few that are fully enclosed. Here we have the MAD, and this is the high flow air intake. We have the MST Performance cold air intake system. This is popular according to some of the forums that it does provide a nice sound to it. It sells for $350, but if you were to purchased the turbo inlet pipe and would want to do that, then you jump up to the V2 system, which is more expensive. We have here the Injen Evolution cold air intake system, Evo 2300. We also have an AFE Takeda Momentum cold air intake system with the Pro 5R filter. The 5R is a oiled cotton filter, where the Pro Dry S is not a oiled filter. Some of them clearly state if it's an oiled cotton cone air filter or a dry cotton cone air filter. I really like what Mishimoto has to offer here. They have a dyno graph, but they have a nice article about the power benefits to be gained, or maybe not so apparently gained, with the use of an air intake. So I appreciate that level of honesty that Mishimoto is putting out there. AEM cold air intake filter. This is a dry filter, and they identified an estimated horsepower gain of not 7 and not 8 horsepower, but 7.6 horsepower at a very specific 5,000 RPMs. DINAN. This is an enclosed cone filter system. Outflows the factory intake by 58%. Has a 60% larger volume box than the OEM. 40% increase in filter area. It measures 453 to 650 CFM at between 5 and 10 inches of H2O. They do sell their turbo inlet pipe separately. Now we start jumping up here. We jump up from 526 to 850 with the AMS Performance air intake. Let's take a look at what AMS Performance has to say about power gains. Our Snailworks engineering team has found that horsepower is not significantly changed with any aftermarket engine components unless proper ECU calibration is made. So I appreciate that honesty, just like what Mishimoto has quoted in their article. AWE S-Flow carbon air intake. So they sell the intake separately from the lid. If you purchase the cover of the lid, then of course it's a enclosed system. The price with the lid does come out to $1,179. HKS cold air intake. This is foam filter instead of the cotton gauze filter. It's been around for quite some time. They have it priced at $1,392. We have Eventuri and the GruppeM. That said, which one am I going to buy? I don't know. I'm still going through it. I do have it narrowed down to 3 or 4, but I'd love to hear from you. Maybe I'm not going to buy one just yet, but if you have some feedback on what you've purchased, please leave your comment below. I will be purchasing one of these, and we will be installing it in the near future. Let's see if it does produce any performance gains without a tune, and then we'll tweak our JB4 tune to see if that results in any additional power gains. With that said, I think we're done for today. I want to thank you very much for joining, and until next time.